Hello everyone, we are proudly introducing us as Team Jaashwin, Ashwin, Aarav, Saikrish and Hitanj, who have created the story, 1 in a Million. Our story prompt is: I was sitting in a bus stop when a girl came up to me and gave me a small box. It started trembling in my hand, but when I looked up to ask her what it was, she disappeared. The hero of our story is Daniel, and he is 16-year-old and in grade 12 now. His friends call him Danny in short. Daniel's aim is to become a pilot, but this was just a dream to him. George and Emily are the parents of Daniel. George works hard regularly as a street vendor to feed his family. He sells fruits and Emily also supports his job. They work very hard to overcome the poverty. Kelly was Daniel's best friend from grade 1. But suddenly one day Kelly disappears when they were in grade 6, and Daniel does not know where Kelly is and what happened to her. He is very young to find her. 5 years later, Daniel was sitting in a bus stop when a girl came up to him and gave him a small box. It started trembling in his hand, but when he looked up to ask her what it was, she disappeared. The girl who disappeared looked exactly like Kelly, who disappeared 5 years back. Daniel was now very much confident to find out Kelly this time. Now Daniel opened the box in full of confusion. Suddenly Daniel heard Kelly's voice.
Danny, you can find me after finishing all the challenge successfully. But there is a condition, and the condition is you could take only one quest at a time. Once you pick your quest, the box will disappear. Box will reappear again only if you succeed your challenge.
The scroll appeared from the box and announced like a howler about the new world and completion of 4 quests to find Kelly. Daniel was face to face with a wizard. "Help!" he shrieked, but the griffin calmed him down.
"Answer these riddles to get the chest back,"
he ordered. Okay, said Daniel, catching breath. The wizard started.
"It is a house. One goes in blind and comes out seeing. What is it?"
"Is it a school?" Daniel answered after a while, thinking about the things school does to see the world in a different way.
"Well done,"
the wizard exclaimed.
"The second one is, this thing all things devours, birds, beasts, trees, flowers, gnaws iron, bites steel, grinds hard stones to meal, slays king, ruins town, and beats mountain down. What is it?"
Daniel replied to this tremblingly, and not knowing will there be a consequence if he does not get the correct answers at time. The wizard praised and quoted,
"Knowledge is coal waiting to be burned."
The box dropped from the sky and Daniel jumped into it. Daniel chose the third scroll, which quoted, "Come out of comfort zone to succeed in the life." Daniel was suddenly pushed into a 2-story building, where he heard saw cutters zzz sound and man screaming with pain. He entered into the room slowly, where he finds lot of blood and skeleton. Daniel was sweating from head to toe. Suddenly the horror man opened the door and ran fast towards Daniel with saw cutter in his hand to kill him. Daniel suddenly jumped down from 2nd floor and tried to run towards the exit door in order to escape, but his legs trembled to move a bit. The man was approaching him quickly through the steps. Daniel tried hard with full of his strength, came out of the building and locked the door. Thus, Danny successfully finishes his second challenge. The box drops from the sky and Danny jumps into it excited. Once he finished reading the challenge, he saw himself in the entrance of a dark cave which was ruled by monsters. There is a voice instructing Daniel that you should come out of the cave without touching them. If you touch them, the sleeping monster will be awake and they will eat you, and also you should hold your breath until you reach the other side of the cave. Keeping the statement in mind, Daniel entered the cave and found there was no light in the cave. He slowly walked inside the cave, observing a small light coming from the other side of the cave without even breathing. Danny struggled a lot for breath in the middle of the cave, but his courage took him out of the cave in no time and he escaped from the monsters. He successfully passed the third challenge. Then he gets the box and took the fourth challenge, and Daniel read his fourth challenge: fall 7 times, stand up 8. Suddenly a dragon appeared whom he had a worst fear on. It started attacking him with the tail. He went behind the cave of the rocks so the dragon couldn't enter the cave, but then he understood he couldn't stay there forever. He spotted a shiny blue sword. He ran towards it, but the dragon kept on firing against him. He was fully burned, but still he kept on running. Again he fell down around 10 to 15 times. He took the sword and killed the dragon with the magical sword. Now Daniel got the confidence that he would win the challenge and find his best friend Kelly. Box reappeared again with the final challenge. Daniel read his final challenge: where there is a will, there's a way. Daniel just opened his eyes and saw he was in a thick forest, hearing different animal sounds. He was terribly upset this time. Suddenly a big animal appeared and said it is going to eat Daniel as it is very hungry. Daniel was shocked to see the talking animal and told his story and the path he crossed to find Kelly. That big animal was moved by his story and agreed to help Daniel. Thus, Daniel was out of the forest and no words to explain his happiness to see Kelly. Box reappeared in Daniel's hand and he took the last scroll left out in the box. When he was about to read the scroll, suddenly he heard a voice saying,
"Don't worry, Daniel. I am with you every day. Let's take the money from the box which you will use for your future studies."
Now Daniel understood that Kelly is no more. Kelly was all way down from sky as angel to help him to achieve his dream as pilot. Moral 1 of the story: if we work out constantly with confident and 100% focus, we will always achieve our goal, like how Danny completes his challenge. Moral 2 of the story: true friends are hard to find, difficult to leave, impossible to forget. We would like to thank our school for creating an opportunity for us on how to write a story with story prompt and animate it. We also thank our teacher Ms. Shilpa ma'am and our parents who supported us in this achievement. Without you this is not possible for us. A big thank you from #team.